Hey folks, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to Oliver Smith Jeweler TV. My name is George Reid and I'm here today with Michael Ellsworth. He is our master jeweler and the guy who knows everything about Panerai, like ever. People seek him out. I actually have special buttons up here. If somebody's asking me something I don't know, I call them Michael button, and he runs out and he can talk to them. So this is the guy I trust. What we have today is a Panerai vintage reference 3646, sterile dial, anonymous dial, Kampfschreiber. There's a bunch of different terms for this kind of dial. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, I believe the reason you would do this sterile dial with no text is so that if you were captured, the enemy would not be able to tell your country of origin from your watch. Is that true? Or is that just a wives' tale?
Kind of true.
Like a lot of things. Okay, cool.
From what I understand is that when the Germans found out that the Italians were creating their own dive team, they wanted to create their own dive team, and they wanted Panerai to make the watches. This is an awkward time in history where you really didn't say no to the Germans when they said, "You will do this for us."
And you didn't necessarily want to be affiliated with them
Right,
either. Okay,
right.
okay.
So
fair
they didn't
enough.
want their name on it necessarily, but they kind of had to do it. So they did it, but they didn't put Panerai on the dial. They didn't put anything on the back.
No, yeah, it's very clean.
That's why they call it the sterile or the anonymous.
Sure, of course. This particular example as well is has an incredible patina on it. It's really getting that rich creamy. What I like is you get a little bit of an insight into how watches were made in the watch world back then. So it's very obviously a Panerai 3646. You have a brevet crown, and I've left this loose so we can kind of open it up and see to the inside of this. Because what you have is a case that was manufactured by Rolex, as well as a Rolex movement. So again, Michael, how does that happen?
Well, originally this was a top secret piece. You know, it was just specifically built for the military. And so the family was a watch-making family, a watch school, and they also sold watch parts there in Florence. And so when they were kind of approached to build this watch under top secrecy, they kind of took parts and pieces that they had laying around. And they had Rolex Oyster cases and Rolex movements. Now the Oyster case was really close to being water resistant. It wasn't, but they were able to, because of the screw down crown, they were able to add a gasket and make it more water resistant. And so for underwater maneuvers, obviously they wanted it as water resistant as they could. So they created, with this case and the extra seals, they made it fairly water resistant. And that's one of the reasons why Rolex is in part of the vintage and early pieces.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
So this piece would have been about 1938.
That's awesome.
Somewhere in the 1938 to 1943.
And again, it still runs.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love that. These old watches just want to run forever. In my research on this specific watch, it seems that back in 2013, this specific watch actually came through Sotheby's auction house as well, which is kind of cool because when something like that happens, it's almost like it's pre-provenanced. It's you know, oh, okay, cool. They did all the homework, so I don't have to, which is super nice. But this watch is here with many others. If you want, stop on down. We'd love to talk to you about it.